it's a good thing it is, because even though it looks like the window is left open here, it turns out it's busted. And unless you like lots of fresh air, even in wintertime, and love the sound of the crash of shattered glass every time you close your door, we'd better figure out something on how to replace this broken driver's side front door window. All right, first step, we're going to slip in here. We're going to pop this off, pull out that plate, and that's going to reveal a screw that's going to help us get inside this panel. Next, we're going to come under here. This armrest is going to pop up for us. A little extra pry on that. There we go. That was a good pop, right? Actually enough for us to see those screws that we're going to need to get a hold of to remove the exterior handle. First, let's come in on the screw. Be careful, we don't want things falling down inside the door. I like to have a little dish there to save the stuff. I could come after these here, but I think I'm going to have an easier time of this going after it with the ratchet, a 10mm socket. Alright, so now we're to the part where we actually have to remove the plastic paneling. This is just held fast against the metal door frame by a series of clips all around the door. I think it's probably best to start kind of on the side, down into the bottom, and then it hangs off of the top along there. Anyone who knows what they're doing will tell you you should have a plastic prior for body part clips. Of course, I don't know what I'm doing, so it's natural that I'm going to use a screwdriver instead. Let's see, oh, you can just see the clip right about here. So that's our first one. After the first one comes, it usually gets a little easier. Looks like one more around here. So, right, there it is. And then you should be able to just lift the panel off of the door. Where we've got these two knobs here, I'm going to label them just so that we don't get them confused when reinstallation time rolls around. So we're just going to pop this out here and swing it out, pop the ball out on top. That one's free. And then repeat that process here. Swing it, pop the ball out. Now our door handle mechanism is free. First, you can see I popped off this light down here. Then you hit the little tab on there, and we should be able to release that light, and therefore that cable. Now you're going to have to wrestle with the door handle assembly piece there that powers your locks and your windows. If you're done wrestling with those electrical cables, they're a little tricky, especially this guy right here, because he's facing away from you. once you got those separated, you think, finally I'm going to get access to the window. It turns out you will not get access to the window. There is a little maintenance zone right here where you can peel it back if you like, but if you really want to get good access to everything, then we've got to take off this interior panel. Looks like there's 10 or so screws. They're going to be 10 millimeters, it looks like, and we're going to remove each of those. Last part here is to actually remove this panel. That foam gives it a pretty nice tight seal. It's pretty glued on. You don't want trying to keep out vapors and gunk, all kinds of things from outside to inside. So we're going to slowly peel that back. When we do, we'll reveal the interior of the door. Right down inside, you can see this is one of the window lifts, one of our tracks. Got the other one right here, and we have the things that hold the window on right there underneath as well. Down in the bottom we got a whole bunch of glass, so let's vacuum that out. I think I'm going to pull that piece off of there. I'm going to evaluate whether the damage we took to that mirror is going to require a little extra help or not. Maybe that's for another video. We won't worry about it here. And then we're going to take out this inside track. This section just pulls up. And then when time comes for reinstallation, remember that end with the weather stripping is the side that goes in first back there. I think the next thing we probably need to do is move these down on the automatic controller. That I've had to plug back in the cords on there so that I could lower the window down to here. Then I'll be able to access those bolts nicely and get things in place. Should have had that position when we started. So first one to come off will be this side. And the screw attachment is right into this piece itself. And then after the second one in here. Now I was seeing glass quotes online for anywhere from $60 to $100 or thereabouts. I was able to slip down to the local scrap yard, found a 2008 Altima that had what I was looking for. It had this piece of glass, same glass in this generation, covering 08 to 12 or so, possibly even the same glass as some of the later models. You're going to need to look that up if you choose to pursue this. So let's see if we can get this inside. Do have to exercise a lot of caution. Fitting this in. Okay, you can see where I've got to get that screwed in here. Okay, perfect. Now let's get our second port over here. And that's gonna get the other of these 10 millimeters. There we go. Okay. So once those are screwed in at least lightly, then we've got some support underneath that glass. We don't have to worry about a collapse and a crash. Next, we're going to work on affixing these back onto the inside of this panel. So line that one up first. Right. Excellent. Let's see if we can get that lined up here. We've got this support lined up as well. Not quite as close as we need to be. Let's try that one more time. Okay, so that one is now soundly attached. Let's see if we can get this guy here. Line that one up. Oh, beautiful. Uh-oh. I only fingered those ones on. We're going to have to figure out how to get down in there. I have a plan. I know exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so we'll lift that up. Okay. Okay, just trying to bring that one a little closer in line before we put this extra cup on it. We got that guy there. Okay, now that's going to tighten the window adjusting unit up onto here, onto this inside plate. The challenge is I forgot something, and the thing that I forgot is to tighten the bolts that are holding this glass down all the way. So that's going to be an easy fix because of something the way this is designed to allow adjustments. So, all right, here we go. We're going to work on these and see if we can get a little bit of access through here. And sure enough, once we peel that back, you can see that 10 millimeter bolt. You want those firm, but not excessively tight. I'll probably come back, hit some duct tape over that just to seal it up pretty good. A little bit of overkill, but we'll get it on. And again, you want those tight. You don't want to overdo what you're doing with those though. And it is glass inside of there, so we're going to be careful. I want to get this hung up and in place. Alright, come over and take a look down in here. I'm going to slip this unit back in. Just snaps back in there. We're going to slip this unit back in. Should go in just like that. Back together. Next thing I want, we've just snapped these guys right back in where they go. Next, I made a note that this one's on the top. This one controls the lock. Okay, get that there and snap it back into place. Alright, next, this one is labeled bottom. I'm going to stick the ball in and snap that back in place as well. So now we're going to have our handle back where it belongs. Next, we have this little light piece down here on the bottom. I'm going to feed the wire through here. That way I can just thread the wire into place there, and then once that wire's in place we can stick it wired back into its spot. Pushing this into place, got that into place. We can see our clip pulls ready to make sure they pop in the places that they should, and we are connected. How about that? Way back from the beginning, you'll remember we pulled out these two screws here. Let's tighten those down. Knock that back on without too much trouble. There it is. Let's see how far we can. And there. Now we've got this little guy hidden in the door handle area. Snap that. Looks like I've got to go that side first, and then it pops back in. And wait till you see this. Your Nissan Altima window is all fixed.